Actors, welcome to Screen Acting School. Settle in, grab a coffee, take a breath. You made it. And that already says something big about you, right? So you may have noticed already, Casey. Actors, welcome to Screen Acting School. Settle in, grab a coffee, take a breath. We are getting feedback. We do not need two of me just because Casey's gone. We only need one of me. So as I said, welcome. It's so great to have you all here. And it says something really, really big, right? And you're the ones who show up. And as you may have noticed already, I'm sure some of you have, Casey isn't here today. She's on the road for her son's big soccer game, but she's going to be back with us next week. But before we get into this lesson, there's something that we've kind of been wondering and kind of noticing. There's a whole lot of you that haven't subscribed yet. And to be perfectly honest, we don't get it. You are skipping the very work that helps actors book real roles like Virginia, like Mel, who we're going to talk a little bit about today, on Netflix, Hallmark, Disney level roles. And you want to be doing that too. So if you've already subscribed, great, you're our people. If you're still thinking about it, hit that button before someone else books the dream role that you say that you want. And then I want you to remember, this is not a TV show, okay? It's a class. We don't want you to just sit there and watch it, Netflix binge. We expect you to do the work, okay? That's what pays off. That's what gets you the bookings. That's what builds a career. All right, so now that that's taken care of, let's get into the lesson. So a lot of actors, in fact, I would say most actors, struggle with connecting to emotions on cue. Is this something you guys have struggled with before? Can I see a thumbs up or a nodding of heads? Yeah. Yeah, we hear this a lot, right? And often you can think that there's something wrong with you. But let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just that you're not practicing accessing your emotions on cue truthfully. And if you can't access them on cue, it doesn't really matter how talented you are. Your tapes are not going to land, right? And that's just the brutal truth. Casting can tell, and they don't like it. But help is on the way, okay, in today's lesson. So you're going to learn, number one, how to use your senses to create emotional truth on demand. Number two, how to use your senses to create the world around you. We talk a lot about this in Audition Plus, right? And number three, how to use your senses to find inspiration to keep you going, even through those hard times, right? And Virginia, I'm thinking of you right now because that's one of the reasons that I was crying this morning, because when we first met, we knew you had something really special. We knew you were an incredible human and a really great actor. And with a few tweaks and a little belief in yourself and finding that inspiration to keep going, that it would all work out. And I'm so happy to see that it is. So it's just beautiful. So sensory work, you guys. Sensory work brings up emotion. Okay, it connects you and others to the scene, and it really helps you see the goal that you want to achieve. And then from there, how to work towards it. So for those of you that are new here, there are a lot of new people. And for those that don't know me, I'm Donna-Marie. I'm your mindset and visualization coach here at Screen Acting School. Now, I was trained by one of the top military professionals in the world. He's the kind of expert that coaches elite snipers, spies, the operatives, how to regulate their emotional states under extreme pressure. So they stop terrorist attacks, get kidnapping victims released, and protect world leaders. Now, that coach just so happens to be my dad. And now I coach actors on how to use that same level of focus and control, not to suppress your emotions, right? But to access them with precision so that when casting hits play on your tape, they feel it immediately. So now to the work. I want to show you something that most acting coaches ignore because really they don't know the neuroscience behind it, okay? Now, Casey's really, really passionate about the work of Dr. Lisa Feldman. Oh my goodness, so many people popping in. So Casey's really passionate about the work of Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett. She's a leading neuroscientist, and she's proven that emotions aren't things that we just feel. They're things that we construct, right? And for anyone that's ever been in an emotional connection lesson with KC, you understand that, right? You understand how you can construct those emotions. And that's based on the meaning that we assign to our sensory input. So this is something that Casey's been coaching actors on for years. So it feels really, really great to have the science really back what she knew just from coaching for over 20 years. So you can construct emotions through the given circumstances of the scene. Now, what I do is help you bring this to life truthfully using your senses. Okay, that's right. So your smell, sight, touch, sound, taste, all of it helps you to create your emotional reality and the emotional reality of the scene. So this can be used both ways, okay? So what I'm going to ask you to do now is to just close your eyes for a moment. Settle in. Take a deep breath. Now I want you to picture a room from your childhood. Another deep breath. Now I want you to bring in the smell. Maybe it's your mom's perfume, old furniture, maybe a candle burning in the corner. Maybe it's cinnamon gum. And I want you to let it wash over you. Take a moment, really breathe in that space. Wonderful. Whenever you're ready, take a slow, deep breath. And you can open your eyes. Wonderful. Now I want to ask you, what emotion came up for you? Could you feel that in your body? Landon saying his morning wake up. Oh, Virginia says nostalgia and sadness came over you. Beth says serenity. Mel says looking through my whole chest. Yeah. Um, Wonderful. Safety says Rochelle. Safety says Kara. Shaz says tranquility. Absolutely. Allie says safe. Sage says comfort. Yes. Wonderful, you guys. And could you feel that through your whole body? Did that bring you there? Yeah, calm, says Kara. Rochelle says, I envision the bunk beds and the nightmare I had after watching The Outer Limits back when I was 6 years old. Isn't that incredible? How it can take you to that moment. Gloria says, I had a hard time with this one. I couldn't feel the emotion. That's okay, Gloria. We did it super quick. Cindy says, contentment. Landon says, I used to play Minecraft on my 360 and remade my childhood house from top to bottom. The game got corrupted, so everything's gone. Daniel said, my breath felt more comfortable and peaceful. Kara says, mine was subtle. Yeah, absolutely. And don't we always talk about subtlety in your auditions? Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, Kara says, it was like I was feeling the space as if I was there. Absolutely. Now, you guys, we did that in about maybe 5 seconds, right? That was really, really quick. But it's not random that you guys could feel that. That's your brain's olfactory cortex speaking directly to your amygdala, your emotion center. And that's why scent is one of the most direct paths to emotional memory. Okay. So when you learn how to use that for your acting, you get to stop pretending. You start living in that scene, right? So, so incredible. Now you can take this away. You can do this exercise at home, when you have your scenes. Really, really easy, you guys. Now I want you to do something else. I want you to think of a scene that you're auditioning for now, or maybe that you've recently done. You can take a second, you can close your eyes if you like. And I want you to ask yourself, what would this character hear right before this moment? So choose a scene, close your eyes. It can be something you've done in the past. What would this character hear right before this moment? What would they smell? What would the light feel like on their skin? Is it a cool breeze or a hot summer day? Yeah. And when you're doing that, you're building what Dr. Feldman Barrett calls a constructed experience. That's what makes emotion real. That's what lets you breathe life into your scenes, okay? It's using your senses to enrich those given circumstances. And this is what actors do all the time. The sensory work just makes it easier, it makes it more personal. And it really matters that it's personal, right? Because that's how you bring your unique vision to the role. That's what makes you bookable. That's what makes you a star. Does that make sense to everyone? Is everyone with me? Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. May says the fear, the intensity of the situation, one must be the character. Yeah, whatever situation, it could be the joy, right? It could be that sense of calm and serene that people were talking about. Absolutely. Taylor says, I just imagined a cool room and I got the chills. 100%. Kara says, I'm doing a scene later today where my dad is dying in the other room. I heard the beeping of the machines and it felt like a countdown. Yeah, it gets you there, right? Acting is about reacting. You've got to react to what's going on in the room. If you can't see that, if you can't sense that, if you don't have that, it's not real. It's not truthful. And not only does casting feel it, so does the audience, right? Absolutely. Beth says, I was thinking of visualizations from my last few tapes and also the gratitude for this class. Oh, Beth, we have so much gratitude for you. We love having you with us in Audition Plus. So, so wonderful. Richard says the last vertical I worked on, I brought up the connection to a prior scene I was in to connect it to the current scene I was working on, and the director loved it. Absolutely, right? This all goes together. 100%, you guys. 100%. Okay, so now I want you to take another deep breath. Breathe in through your nose, feeling your abdomen expand as you inhale. And as you exhale, relax. Slowly close your eyes. Settle into the moment. Another slow, steady breath through your nose. Hold it. And as you exhale, feel your body relax. Now, right now, you're exactly where you are. No judgment, no comparison to anyone else. Just imagine yourself in your current space, exactly where you're at in life. Maybe you're taking a class, meeting with your agent, Maybe you're reflecting on a callback, a pin, or even a booking. Everything that you've worked for has brought you to this exact moment. And I want you to feel the weight of that. Maybe there's excitement, maybe uncertainty. Whatever it is, it's part of your growth. Every step, every class, every connection has been a step moving you forward. And I want you to acknowledge that journey, even if you're not where you want to be yet. You've made progress. You've learned, and you're still learning. This moment is part of your success story. And every single part of it has been leading you towards your dream. Take a moment in that space. Now I want you to take another deep breath. And shift your focus, this time to your future. It's 1 year from now. You're standing on set. Your dream role. Your dream show. And I want you to feel the energy of that moment. You wake up early. Start your day with a workout. Your body feels strong. Your mind sharp. You're preparing yourself for the day ahead. Now you're in your trailer, going over your lines. And every word, every scene feels natural. Like it's where you've always belonged. You get to set. And you know the vibe is shifted a little. As the lead, you set the tone when you walk in the room. Your energy is contagious. The crew is inspired by you. And you're giving your best every time the camera rolls. You're not just acting, you're creating. You're living the role. And every single scene feels like the fulfillment of all of your hard work. With every scene taken, you can feel your emotional connection deepen. No interviews come in between takes. You're calm, articulate, in control. The media is recognizing your talent and you feel proud, but grounded because you know you earned it. This is the vision of your future. You've already done the work. This is where you're headed. Whenever you're ready, you can take a big, deep breath. Slowly open your eyes. I can see lots of smiles. How did that make everyone feel? Were there any emotions that came up? Kara said, I love that. Yeah, absolutely. So wonderful, you guys. Beth says, I always enjoy this. Virginia says, wonderful. In Odo Sage says, wonderful and bliss. Virginia says, I felt excited. Gloria said, inspired. Christopher said, it made me shed a tear. Yeah, that means you're really bringing in those emotions, Christopher. It's becoming real. Abigail says, I dreamed about working with my hero in a horror movie. Wonderful, Abigail. Virginia said, me too. It made you cry. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Kara said, the first one, I was imagining my present. I saw myself taping um, for a lead audition next Thursday with the knowledge that I'm going to book it. I love that, Kara. Absolutely, I believe. Tara says, perfect to help me as I get ready to do an audition. Wonderful, Tara. Wonderful. Beth says, I visualize being in the studios I used to PA on. Yeah, absolutely. And Mel is saying, go, Kara. Wonderful, you guys. Wonderful. So you were able to get there then. Yes? Is that what I'm hearing from everyone? Yeah. And this was really, really quick, you guys. Take this away. Do this on your own time. The ones that do see the difference. Okay. Now I want to break it down for you. Okay. How did you get there? What are those small, smart, sometimes risky steps that you took to make this vision a reality? So, first, you committed to a daily practice that stretched you, right? You don't just go from closing your eyes to jumping there. You envision it and then you take the steps. So, you don't just stick with what's comfortable. You chose to push yourself even when it was tough. And I know sometimes it's hard to know what to practice, right? It is. I know actors aren't lazy, but sometimes it can be confusing. And you don't want to just practice and master your bad habits so that when auditions coming up, you're just doing a bad performance like really well. And that's where coaches come in. Okay, Casey and I have designed the work that moves you forward fast in Audition Plus. And that's why when it was so slow for so long, our clients were still having growth years, both booking and preparing for better opportunities. So you need to practice the right skills. It's very important. Okay. Then to get there, you focused on deepening your emotional connection. You practice access to your emotions. You learn how to tap into the right ones. And you did the hard work to stay connected, even on days when you felt disconnected or uncertain. And then you also chose to take small, smart, risky steps. So maybe that was auditioning for roles you thought were out of your reach or trying new techniques that pushed your boundaries. Every single risk that you took, even the ones that scared you a little, were a step toward your goal. But the most important part, and it really is, so hear this now, is that you took control of your life. I love that Virginia's leading it. Yeah, you took control of your life. You made the choice, the conscious decision every day to stop waiting for things to happen. You chose to act. No more excuses, no more letting fear get in the way. You showed up every day and you made progress. You committed to becoming the person who could live this dream, not just wish for it, but doing the work required to achieve it. And by doing that, you became that actor who was consistent and courageous and fully aligned with your success. And you didn't wait for the perfect moment, you created it. You created it through the choices that you made every single day. Okay. And now I want you to go away from this class and I want you to practice. I want you to practice mental rehearsal. Okay. And this is where I love Dr. Joe Dispenza. I talk about his work a lot. This is where his principles come into play. Okay. You are going to rehearse this success as though it's already happening, just like I had you do. Okay, so now you all know how to do it. We went through it super quick. I want you to do this on your own. I want you to imagine every single detail. The morning routine, getting up, getting to set, stepping into that role. And I want you to feel it in your body like it's already happening. And the more vividly that you rehearse, the more senses that you bring into that, the more your mind and body will believe that that future is real. That's you creating the mental blueprint. We can't build a house without the blueprint. It's the same for your future. We can't build your future until you have the blueprint, right? So you've got to create that. That's your mental blueprint. And then you're training your brain to respond as if the future is already here. Because remember, your brain does not know the difference, nor does your body, between what's going on in here, what's imagined, and what's happening in your 3D world right now. They're exactly the same. It doesn't know the difference, and it's not supposed to. Okay, so as you rehearse, your brain is firing those same neurons that it would be if you were really on set in that role doing that work, right? You're building those neural pathways. It is so, so important. You're rehearsing your success. You're feeling it. You're living it every single time that you practice. You're reinforcing the belief that this is your reality. And the more that you visualize, the more you will start to embody the person that you need to become. And actually, Virginia, I would love to unmute and speak with you if I may. I got really, really great news from Virginia this morning. And Virginia and I have been working together for a while. And as I said, and I won't say anything secret that I'm not allowed to say, I promise. As I said, I knew from the moment that I met Virginia, Casey and I both knew she was an incredible human and she was a really good actor. So we knew with some tweaks and with her starting to believe that this would work, that she would book and she would be successful. And I'm so happy to say that we just got news that Virginia booked a lead in a series. Yeah, and it's just wonderful, wonderful news. And I'm so proud of you, Virginia. And you did it by exactly what we just spoke about, by putting in the work. You show up every single day, even when it's hard, even when it's uncomfortable, because I know things that are going on in your life sometimes. And and you show up and you do it. And you take the time. When I first met Virginia, and I'll let Virginia speak to this, and we started talking about visualization and all this stuff, she was like, oh, this is weird. Okay, I'll do it because you're telling me to, but this is weird, right? I'll let you speak, Virginia.
I'm a really good student, so I'll do what my teachers tell me to do, but I did not. I was like, this is so hippy dippy, but like it's never gonna work. But first of all, the like worst case scenario of this is that you just feel good or you have positive self-talk. So like even if it doesn't, if nothing happens, um, that's the worst case scenario is you just are more positive. But I'm a hardcore visualizationist now. I'm more it and it works. I don't know, it works.
Yeah, it works, right? And you're seeing huge success with it. And to see your growth, Virginia has just been incredible because Virginia's been a booking machine for a while now. She's been booking commercial after commercial after commercial, like, smaller roles. And we knew this was coming. And Virginia, we're so proud of you.
Thank
And
you.
you're so ready. You're ready. You're ready because you put in the work. So when you get on set and you feel that, yeah, when you get on set, you know what? You're confident. You can own that room. You can do that. And it is just beautiful. And we are so, so proud. So thank you so much, Virginia, for sharing that. And I would love to call up Mel too. Mel, if you want to unmute yourself and speak, because Mel, I just heard some really great news about you this morning. I can't. Okay, unmute yourself so you can pop up here too. I heard some great news about you this morning, Mel. So Mel's been working with us for, I want to say 2 or 3 months now, Mel.
I think this is my fourth month.
Your fourth month. Okay, yeah. And just incredible. We have seen you go from growth to growth to growth. And it is so, so cool. So when Mel started working with us, you didn't have an agent. You got a really great agent, and now you've just booked your first, role in a feature, right?
Yeah, it's Union. It's I think I can share that as an A24 film. So that feels pretty amazing for my first ever booking.
Yeah.
It's a non-speaking role, but there's no small parts, only small actors, right?
Oh, exactly.
And so I get to be on set for a day. I just send all my measurements off to costume before joining the call. So yeah, and I'm a little overwhelmed with like, oh, now I have to think of the logistics of like, I have to fill in forms, and my agent is like, you're okay, like fill this out. And I'm like, okay. So but yeah, and the role itself, it was one of those auditions where they give you like so little and you're like, what on earth is going on here? And so you have to make bold choices, right? And so I made bold choices based on what, the breakdown they gave. And I was like, this is weird. I got my friend read for me and I was like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever done.
But you did it and you did incredible and you booked it. So, congratulations. We are so, so proud of you. And we have, as I said, just seen you go from strength to strength in the past 3 or 4 months. And it is so incredible. And we're so proud. And everyone is saying, congratulations, Virginia and Mel. Yeah, congratulations to you both. Okay. We're over the moon, as I said, tears this morning. So, what you guys did today was mentally rehearsed your future. Okay, you've seen it now for yourself, and you've seen where you are and where you want to be. And now you can mentally rehearse everything in between there, the steps, how you'll get there. You can use this, Mel, for all those things that you're feeling overwhelmed about right now. Absolutely take this away. Those small, smart, sometimes risky steps, but they're always moving you forward. And remember, it's not about hoping or dreaming. That's not what this is. It's about taking action. By carving out the time in your day to do this, you are taking action. You are showing up every single day and committing to becoming the person that you need to be to achieve your goals. So if something clicked with you today, even just a little, that is your brain telling you that this vision is possible. And I want you to trust it, okay? Because you have the power to make it happen. So today we learned about using your senses to create emotional truth on demand, right? We all brought in that scent literally in, 3 to 5 seconds. You can do that longer. You can carry it out as a practice. You learned about using your senses to create the world around you, where you are right now, maybe in this present time. And then you learned about using your senses to find inspiration to keep going. And this is the stuff no one teaches. But it is the difference between getting passed over or getting pins and bookings. And that's exactly what we do inside Audition Plus every single week, as all of you know who are with us. So if you are ready to get to work, then you need to join us because you don't really have time to waste, to be perfectly honest. And today I have a little gift for you. Okay. But don't tell Casey because I haven't run this past her. And you'll have to give me 5 minutes to make it live because I thought about this right before I came on here. So today I'm going to give you a little coupon code to get 25% off your first package with Audition Plus. So you can use the code BREAKTHROUGH and join us today. So the code is breakthrough, but that code is only going to be good for 24 hours. So don't say I didn't warn you. I'm popping the link in right now if you would like to learn more about Audition Plus, but please remember, we are only interested in working with dedicated actors. Actors like Mel, actors like Virginia, actors like Kara, actors like Brian. I'm sorry, I can't call everyone out. But we're only interested in working with those type of dedicated actors. You have got to do the work. So if you're not willing to put in the work, don't bother. But if you are serious, we have got you, and we would love to have you as a part of this incredible community. So your coupon code is breakthrough. Give me 5 minutes before you try and use that because it won't work. until then. And you can go ahead and copy and paste this link that I've just pasted, and that will give you all the info about Audition Plus. So, so wonderful, you guys. It has been so great to be here with you today. KC will be back next week. We have another wonderful class, and we really, really look forward to it. Again, congratulations to Virginia and Mel. We are so, so proud of you. And we know there's lots of other bookings. I just heard about those two today, so they were on the top of my mind. But congratulations to everyone that's just been booking machines. Everyone is saying thank you, Donna-Marie. You are so, so welcome. So go out, have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you on screen. Bye, everyone.